Welcome to The Proud Gardener. My name is Wendy Proud. Today we'll be talking about tomatoes. In particular, I want to talk about three smaller fruiting varieties. Many times they're overlooked and they're wonderful, especially if you want to have some tomatoes early in the season. The first of three varieties I'd like to talk about today is yellow pear. Yellow pear is a beautiful little yellow pear-shaped fruit that's actually a very old variety and extremely prolific in terms of the amount of fruit that you get. It also is a wonderful indeterminate grower in terms of it grows fairly tall. Indeterminate means that it is a vine type, where determinate means that it's more of a bush type. This is a great indeterminate variety that you will need to stake or cage. They have a wonderful tangy taste to them with a little bit of a sweetness at the end. Now, the other variety I'd like to talk about today is red grape. Red grape is a determinate variety. Remember, that means it's a bush variety. It will be much smaller. It's extremely prolific, and you can recognize a grape tomato because it's a little bit elongated, and red grape in particular has a very nice shiny coat to it, so it's really easy to notice. Now, the last variety I'd like to speak about is green grape. It is a very unique colored tomato in that it has a greenish yellow cast to it. It's really more green than yellow, and the flesh on the inside is green as well. It has a lot of flesh to it and not a lot of seeds or juice, which makes it a great tomato for using on the barbecue. I love it on a skewer with fresh fish and other vegetables, and it'll hold up on the barbecue while you cook your food. Now, I didn't mention, but this is an old-fashioned determinate tomato, and it's actually an heirloom. It's a cross between yellow pear and evergreen, and so you get these beautiful 1-inch green fruits that are born in clusters. Perhaps one of people's favorite ways to eat tomatoes is plain, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. Another little simple trick that you can do is take some sliced tomatoes, and we have the yellow pear and the red grape here. We mixed them with a little bit of balsamic vinaigrette, and then all you really need to do to make it just perfect is add a little bit of basil. Mix that in, and you have a wonderful dish to serve with your meal. So now let's get to the important part, planting your tomatoes. First of all, 1 plant per pot if you're doing them in containers. Don't be deceived in thinking that they're going to stay small. They get very big. And remember, the indeterminate types need a stake or a cage, where your determinate types, like this one here, do not in many cases. You want to plant them in a single container. Make sure that it's at least 20 to 24 inches in diameter, because it's going to need that much space to produce all that wonderful fruit for you throughout the summer. The other thing is, use a very rich potting soil. That's the heart of what your tomato needs to grow well for you. Lastly, make sure that you add in some organic fertilizer. Tomatoes are tremendously high feeders, so they do need a lot of energy to produce all that fruit. Make sure you water regularly, probably almost every day, especially during the summer when the plants get a little bit larger. Producing all that fruit, they need a lot of water. And just have fun with it. To view this segment again, please visit rogersgardens.com.